Eteru or Etero. It's pronounced something like that. I'm trying to do it from the katakana. Look, this band came up in my feed. They were wearing cat hats. I was like, I'm going to check that out. So here we are, brand new band. I have no idea what to go on except for the fact that it looked interesting. I was kind of looking for something colourful, bit of a high energy, rock band sound, but with a bit of joy thrown in. And I just saw this in my YouTube suggestions. I tell you what, for all the weird things you see on YouTube, it is true that if you listen to a lot of small unsigned Japanese bands, it will feed you a lot of small unsigned Japanese bands. So I'm really excited to check this out. I have not much information. They've only got 904 subscribers. I am one of them because the minute I saw that number, I thought I'm getting on board. This song only came out like very, very recently. Let's give it a listen. Like I say, nothing to go on, 3.5 minutes. I'm hoping at the end I'll be very excited to listen to more. Let's find out. Oh, the color! Okay, I'm pretty sold so far. Cheered at the wrong time. That bass sound is great. Ooh, nice use of the toms. I love how they went into that key change and really backed it up with a long held note. It's a song that's so consistently sort of pop rock, and yet it's bouncing between things so quickly. Down between the chants, the riff, this bit. That just comes and goes so fast. Oh, I like that little high chord on the bass. I gotta say, the drummer's killing it as well with these little rhythm things. That build up though, again. Feel it ramping up so well. Alright. Oh, the bass really going down low, the guitar going up high. This is a totally different music video now. Okay. Why not? Out of the studio, into the garage. Oh wow, okay. That whole thing where it goes between the 3-2-1, 3-2-1 super quick, and then you get the hey bit. That's so quick. That's one of those things you don't have a chance to catch up with it. But once you've learnt this song and you've heard it a million times over, as I suspect you will, you'll be so ready. You can imagine the audience when they come to see this band, they're going to have heard this song 1,000 times and they're going to hit their marks on that every time. 3-2-1, 3-2-1. Hey. You're going to do that without it. This is one of those songs that you're going to listen to on repeat. Wow. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. there's a couple of things that I really want to throw in here first of all before we get into anything. I mean, obviously, so a lot of people know I've always got a love for sort of bands who've got, you know, real good rock energy, but also at the same time can convey, you know, thickly layered arrangements with a lot of things going on, and also a sense of like enthusiastic joy, you know, something where it feels like infectiously exciting, you know, just their excitement makes you excited. And this is all of that. This is all of that. What's really interesting, though, as I mentioned, there's a couple of things worth really drawing attention to. First of all, musically, chorus is great, and it's a catchy chorus, but it's a catchy chorus that's powered a lot by the singer. When she throws into that chorus, she really holds the note, and you get this powerful sound. And I love the fact that her voice, the power of her voice, is carrying it. Which is, no disrespect to the rest of it, but the fact that she gives such a powerful front and center performance to the chorus it makes you want to sing along. Again, adding to that infectiously enthusiastic energy that the song has. But then underneath that, you've got an arrangement which once again does what Japanese pop rock does so well, which is that it sounds kind of simple, but you pick it apart and you hear all these cool things going on. The drummer was doing some great arrangement changes. I noticed straight away in that first verse where she moved over to doing like heavy on the toms, and then the second verse where she went to that little bit where halfway through she like switches up and like speeds up the intensifies the rhythm. The drummer was doing all the right changes at the right time. This is something that most notably when I hear a drummer who's that good at, you know, doing simple changes that really power the arrangement. It reminds me a lot actually of Neki, who had a very similar, I think this band's first video. They had a similar bright video. So it reminds me of the drum work that Kokoro does for Neki, which is such a big part of why they sound so damn good and so interesting. I felt like the drummer here had a similar kind of energy. I would love to see if she can nail as many styles as Kokoro can. That would be amazing. But certainly in this song, I feel like she was on all the right beats at the right moment. The bassist was great. A lot of core root note playing stuff, but just these nice little movements, these nice little fills and walking bits at the right places. And big credit, you know, when that solo came in. Again, guitar solos, a lot of the time, they just kind of like the rest of the band just keeps on playing, and it's like, oh, this is the bit where you played a guitar solo. But it was really interesting. The guitarist went up high and started adding a lot of energy, but the bass dropped down. And this is such quintessential songwriting 101, and yet something that so many bands seem to miss is that, okay, if you have an instrumental bridge, the vocalist goes away, which means that the instrumental, to carry the song through that moment, unless you're going to a breakdown, if you're carrying that energy on, the rest of the instruments need to fill out a bit to fill that space, because one member's just gone out of the song, so everyone else needs to fill out. And one of the best ways of doing that is the bass drops down lower, the guitar comes up higher, and you're filling out more of the EQ room. And that's kind of what they did here. You know, like the guitar's going up high pitch, but at the same time as you're getting that sort of like really energetic screaming guitar, you're getting the bass sort of dropping down and giving an extra sort of throaty boom underneath. And that powers you beautifully into the end of the song, which again, you get a little bit of you get a breakdown after that, and bam, last chorus. This was all fantastically done, and the video carries it really well as well. And this is kind of an interesting point, is that, so this video, again, it's wildly different from Neki's first song, Get Over, and yet I kind of feel as wildly different as the two songs are. I feel a similar sense of joy seeing like a bright, colourful first video, which is kind of announcing, here we are, this is who we are. We want to bring high energy to you. I feel like that's something that, both of those debuts really give me. This gives me a sense of, look, we are here, high energy. We want to entertain you. We want to grab you. You know, you're watching this video. We're going to grab you and shake you until you're entertained. And that came across beautifully in this. You know, you see them sort of like dancing around, performing, having a lot of fun. You know, they're freaking these little cutout scenes. They're very sort of old school, but they got that cool kind of pop energy. It's very, very fun and bright and colourful. And then the fact that they kind of switch up at the end. This was interesting to switch it up and go for this very sort of real world ending. You know, just now they're just suddenly in the car park performing. It's, you know, I mean, you could read too much into it, but it's almost like a subtle hint of, hey, you know, okay, we're the bright, happy pop band, but, you know, we're also real, we're also raw, we'll also be performing at your local live house. It kind of feels like it's a statement of intent in a way that they've got those two sides to the video. This was, it's often the case when you hear a debut, it's like, it's really exciting if it grabs your attention and it's just oozing all the qualities that make a new band exciting. But at the same time, yeah, always thinking, okay, this was a great start. What next? What next? And so, you know, I will definitely be looking for whatever comes next with this band. And I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping that we get to see a lot more from them soon. So this is their most recent output. So hopefully there'll be more following up on that. But yeah, great stuff. I am subscribed. They got less than 1,000 subscribers. Go subscribe to them too. I really do think this is kind of exciting, and I'm excited to hear what comes next. So, as always, get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.